All right, man. Welcome back to another edition of the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Man,
You.
man, I can't believe it, man. We lose to the daggone Falcons. You know, what a tough
I
loss,
mean,
man.
hey, it's divisional. You know what I'm saying? You saw this, you saw the 49ers lose to the Rams with no receivers, and it came back from like 14 points.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
the more than it was like 20.
but they ain't lose like we lost, man. Like the
Mhm.
Falcons didn't score an offensive touchdown. We had a muff
Yeah, but
punt
yep.
for a
Muff
touchdown.
punt and a something block, a field goal block,
No,
right?
and a pick six for a touchdown.
Pick six, yeah, got batted up in the air.
Yes,
And he came down with it, ran down the sideline.
yes, yes. So now in what 3 games against the Falcons, Derek Carr has 2 pick sixes against the Falcons. So yeah, man.
Wow.
I mean, what a tough loss. It's just so frustrating because the Saints were dominating this game, and we had the quirky plays with the muff punt that happened and got the Falcons the touchdown, and then you know
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it just an interception return in the second quarter. All of this to keep the Falcons within this game, and we were winning
Yeah.
17.
Wasn't it
17 to
17-7?
yeah, it was 17-14, I believe it was. No. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
y'all way ahead
17.
for that.
It was 14-7. It was 14-7. Falcons made
Mm-hmm.
it 14-10, and then they had the interception return to make it 17-14.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
it's just
Yeah, man.
and it's not like Cousins had a great game or anything like that. Like I said, they didn't score any offensive touchdowns, but he did just enough at the end of the game to get them in field goal range for a 58-yard field goal to kick the game winning
Yeah.
field
I
goal.
mean, as soon as they got close, I was like, yeah, this dude, I don't know
Oh
about his
yeah,
boot, like how strong it is, but I know it's accurate. He gonna get it down the middle. I ain't know if he's gonna get it all the way there, but he definitely gonna get down the middle. But nah, he had some room to spare on that one.
yeah. No, he's done this multiple times against the Saints. He's
Oh,
beaten us
okay.
in the final minutes. It's just I don't know. He's a good kicker. This guy Kuhn, I
Oh
think it's
yeah.
Kuhn. He's a good kicker for the
Yeah, cool
Falcons. And
KOO or something like that.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
knew once the Falcons got in field goal range, it was over. It was over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a
And
tough loss.
the funny thing is, we know how to give you that little line, that little green line.
Yeah.
They gave his line at like 42-yard line. I'm like 42.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the hell?
yeah. But it's a tough divisional loss, but it's tough because you started out so well at the beginning of the season, right? I mean,
Yeah, on fire.
we were on fire. 90 was it 93, 90, 91 points in 2 games, and
Yeah,
now we win the first two, we lose the last two, and so it's going the way last season went, which is not cool. And so,
yeah.
man, it's just a tough loss, and it kind of brings you back down to earth as they were very high on things. The one thing that's frustrating
98
for me
points.
is things started out with this, and we kind of talked about this before the show started. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody know how I feel about Taysom Hill. I truly believe he should be the starting quarterback, but that's neither here or there. The Saints aren't doing it, but they want to put the
Yeah.
guy at tight end and fullback, and they can't understand why he keeps getting hurt. That's because he's
Yep.
not a tight end or a fullback. He's going to
Right.
get hurt. Now he's got bruised ribs. He had some kind of chest issue.
Yep.
He had to check into the hospital after the game against the Cowboys. And now he's got some rib issue. And you can't understand why he got hurt. That's because he's never played fullback before.
Yeah, man. He's a tweener in between any of that, in between a quarterback size, a wide receiver size, and then he's smaller than your average tight end or fullback. So it's like I guess they're trying to just find some way to get him on the field.
Yes, that's
He's
exactly what it
always
is.
he always gave you enough. I thought he gave enough to show that he could play some quarterback.
I
You
thought he
know,
did too.
the few I saw him play, the few games I saw him play, I was like, yeah, if they develop him, he might could do something, especially with the athletics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You add that'll kind of fill in all the blanks, all the stuff that he can run, all the extra yards he can run for.
But to me, what I was most amazed about when he played quarterback, because people criticize, oh, his footwork wasn't quite right. The guy, he practiced as a quarterback 50% of the time. The other half was punt protector, tight end. He was kick returner. He was doing all kind of stuff. So that's what to me made it more impressive when he played quarterback and he went 7-2, only practicing 50% of the time.
Right.
So it was like, well, what would happen if he practiced all of his time at the position that he's played all throughout his career from Pop Warner high school to college?
Right.
What would happen if you let him practice all of the time?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
maybe the 7-2 would be 9-0, and 3-0 against the Falcons. Maybe I don't know if you can get better than 3-0 against the Falcons. He had a perfect record. I think he had a perfect record against the division opponents. Yeah, because he beat Tom Brady in the Bucks. He beat Matt Ryan 3 times, and he beat the Panthers. So he had a perfect record against the division opponents. I think his 2 losses came against the Eagles. One against the Eagles when Jalen Hurts first started, and one came against the Cowboys when y'all blew us out. That was his first game starting that shit.
Okay.
I don't understand it. So all you can get out of a guy like that much talent is 6 carries. That's what he has. 6 carries for 24 yards, 2 touchdowns, and nope, he didn't catch a pass.
And I think a couple of those carries were from, like you said, the fullback or running back position. I saw them definitely hand the ball off to him. I like, oh, they're handing him off the ball now, like you're running back.
Like you're running back. And he lead blocking for Alvin Kamara.
Right.
Insane. And you can't understand why he getting hurt. It's like if you take Dak Prescott and line him up at fullback, what do you think is going to happen to Dak Prescott?
Right.
Never played that position before. Maybe in Pop Warner. I don't know. They probably had him offensive line in Pop Warner. That's what they did when you were tall and Pop Warner. You played.
Everybody was closer to the same size.
Yeah. Or the big kids always had to play offensive line. I had to play offensive line when I was in Pop Warner because I was tall. It's like, it's like, well, I want to play quarterback or receiver. No. You're offensive line guard. Man, it's so frustrating. But yeah, tough loss. And so, well, good thing is next time we play the Falcons, we should beat them because, like I said, we always split.
Yeah, you split with them. But where y'all at in the division now? So are y'all second in the division now?
We are third in the division because the Bucks are 3-1. The Falcons are now 2-2.
Oh, but they got the tiebreaker.
They got the tiebreaker over us, so we're 2-2. So good thing is the Panthers lost because I was afraid the Panthers were going to move ahead of us, but they ended up losing.
Wait, but the Panthers do have a win. I'm about to say how they gonna be tied with y'all because I forgot they do got a win.
They do have a win. Yeah,
I told you. That's still crazy today.
Yeah, and I'm upset about that. I was hoping the Panthers would have kept Bryce Young in there. I don't want them to don't go to Andy. Let Bryce Young develop. That's a win if he stays in there. I was not happy about that. And Andy Dalton has played well, even though I think they got blown by the last opponent, but they're still putting up points. At least we could count on them not scoring.
Right. Yeah, and everybody's been a lot more productive now. Deontay Johnson's now finally alive. Chuba Hubbard.
That's your man.
Deontay Johnson, the guy that he used to play with the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, the Steelers number 2 receivers there now.
Okay.
So he had he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He had a good game. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
and Chuba Hubbard, I think he had 100 yards. I mean, the offense definitely looked like they're more lively with him.
I mean, he's a veteran quarterback, and so it's just he already has that savvy about him, and then plus, like I keep saying, Bryce Young is a tiny guy, and if you're gonna be that tiny, you got to have something special about it. You got to have a strong arm, or you got to be a fast running quarterback like Kyler Murray. Yeah, and he doesn't have any of that, and it's like, okay, what do? You got to be super accurate or something like Baker Mayfield or Drew Brees.
Right.
It doesn't seem to have that either. Okay.
Yep.
What is it you do that's special? I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
But anyway,
Yeah, man. So my boys they got out of the way early and handle business with those mighty New York Giants, I mean, it was I hate to say, bad loss or whatever, but we definitely didn't look as impressive as we should have against them. I mean, I'm not ready to say the Giants are like this better team yet. I'm just not. Even though I know that the neighbors is a legit number one receiver. I know he's the legit number one receiver, but they don't have nothing else. There's not a whole lot else there,
right.
And we beat them without even playing the A game. We didn't even play really an A game. And the baddest thing about that game is we lost Micah and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Do you have an A game?
Do we have an A game? Stop it.
I'm just saying. I mean, do y'all really
did
have it?
Did we not smash them 40-0 last year?
No. See, you keep bringing up last year.
Well, how about this year when we destroyed Cleveland? In Cleveland. I mean, what? You forgetting that too?
I'm just saying. I mean, you can't, keep bringing up last year. I don't think y'all have.
How about this year? I'm just talking about because that's the team we played. But I'm saying we did destroy Cleveland in Cleveland. I mean, you don't forget that.
And you got destroyed by the Saints in Dallas.
Okay, who then lost 2 games right after that.
Mm-hmm.
So they had.
So what that tell you?
They had their best game ever. Tell me the Saints had their best game ever.
We had our A game.
One time. That was your 1-8 game for
no. We had 2. We blew out the mighty Panthers. The Bryce Young led mighty.
The preseason dot .2 game.
the easy win that I'm not happy that they switch a quarterback. I mean, this is way too soon. Could they wait till we play them again before they switch quarterbacks? I mean, come on. But yeah, you were saying your A game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, we didn't even have our A game when we beat them. But like I said, we own them. We own the East. What can I say? What can I say? That's what we do. We're gonna beat them teams.
I'm gonna start taking your advice on that.
Hey, I'm very confident in beating NFC East teams.
Even the Eagles.
It's a learned behavior. Yes, even the Eagles. We got the series on them too. How about 7 out of 10? I mean, what you want? We won 7 of the last 10. It's just facts.
No, look, I'm gonna start taking your word on it. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys when you're playing the NFC East team. I will pick them.
Yeah, I mean, we split with the Eagles every once in a while. We've been destroying the Giants, so that's 13 games in a row. So that counts for 7 years. And every once in a while, Washington get one in there.
Well, why do you now that you bring up the Washington Commanders, I mean, I think we have to start putting some respect on their name. This Jaden Daniels is a problem.
Well, I already gave him a little side respect, even mentioning that they possibly could win the NFC East. So I already gave him a little kind of sort of backdoor respect on that.
I think this rookie quarterback
even mentioning that they could possibly.
We're going to start taking them seriously.
So far he's the truth, but he's going to have to learn to slide because he's not going to last the season like he's doing right now.
Well, I mean, the Commanders could line him up at fullback. I mean,
I already learned from your mistakes.
Just stupid.
I already learned from the Saints' mistakes. They ain't doing that.
Lining up your quarterback at
fullback. But he takes way too many unnecessary hits, man.
Right.
Way too many unnecessary hits. Now,
we
cannot forget that they barely beat that Giants team that we just beat,
who
did not have a field goal kicker. Now, it was divisional, so I'm going to give it a little bit of that too. But
and it's Brian Daboll at head coach. He's not going to do the smart thing.
They have not. I mean, put it this way, they went and they beat Cincinnati, but when we look at Cincinnati record, how impressive is that? I mean, the Patriots beat them too.
Well, I mean, my thing is, you can see the growth in Jaden Daniels. So he's getting better and better every game. right?
Right. He's accurate. He's definitely accurate, and he showed that if you don't have necessarily a good line, he's gonna, he's going to subsidize that with his legs.
Right.
So when
But
the line get broken through, he take
but
off
no,
and
I'm saying
somehow
more
he
than that.
completes the pass.
I'm saying like I remember those first two games with the Commanders. It was a lot of dink and dunk. It was a lot of bubble screen right, bubble screen left. They're opening up the offense. He's airing it out, and it started with that game against the Giants when I think they were down. Either they were down or it was tied, and it was second half, and they started to let him throw it down the field. And it was like, well, duh, let the kid throw it. Stop doing the silly bubble screens right and left and the dink and dunks to the running backs and let him throw it. And they've been opening it up ever since. And you really saw it against the Bengals. I think, didn't he only had like 2 incompletions? He had more touchdowns than incompletions in that
Yeah,
game against the Bengals.
no, that was the last game, I think, right? Against
Yeah, that was the
Arizona.
last game. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Against
Yeah,
the
he had
Cardinals.
like either 90% completion or something like
Yeah,
that,
it
or
was
80%.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. He had
Yeah,
more touchdowns than incompletions.
yeah.
So right now they're on a 3-game winning streak, and he's getting
That is
better and
crazy.
better every game. His ceiling is rising.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no doubt right now. There's no doubt right now. It's definitely seemed like he's rising. He playing. It seemed like he's doing it against. Well, his schedule's getting harder and harder.
Right.
You know, but yeah, it
But
does seem like he's increasing.
he's increasing. But the point I'm trying to make is if I'm the Eagles or the Cowboys, I wanted to play him early in the season. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? As he was learning, getting comfortable with the speed, his teammates and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Now he's getting better and better and more confident. He's learning how to win. He's learning how to close out teams, closed out the Bengals, blew out the Cardinals.
Mhm.
It's just right now he is like really ascending. I mean, eventually he's going to hit the rookie wall. I mean, we saw it in CJ Stroud. Eventually he'll hit that rookie
Right.
wall, but
Right.
it's coming together and he could be a problem from years to come.
I mean, one thing he definitely did, he's increased their points per game because
Yes.
they're not a 20 point per game type team over these last few years,
No.
and now the Commanders are averaging like 30,
Yeah.
which is crazy for the Commanders.
Right.
I mean, just ridiculous. So that wasn't that game that you was talking about. He had more touchdowns than incompletions because he only had one touchdown last game
Against Arizona. So
yeah,
it may have
he
been
was
the game is
26 for 30 though. He was 26 for 30.
but no, look at the game against the Bengals. It might have been the game against the Bengals. He had more touchdowns than incompletions.
Let me see. He was 20. Yeah, it was same amount. So he was 21 or 23 with 2 touchdowns, 254.
Yeah. And
Jeez.
he had a rushing touchdown too, right?
He had a rushing touchdown too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Total touchdowns. Yeah.
Total
Yeah.
touchdowns. So
Gee.
yeah. So yeah. If I was you, I
21 or
would be
20. Yeah.
concerned. I would be concerned.
But yeah, I was concerned when they drafted him. I said that when we talked about when we were talking about the draft. I did not like that they got him because I know he could be a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah,
gonna have to
no, no.
deal with him.
And as I remember, you and I both said that he was probably the better quarterback in that draft over
Yeah.
Caleb Williams.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
He was right there. I wasn't even. I still really ain't a super Caleb Williams believer. I mean, they're gonna give him all the chance in the world, but I definitely thought that McDaniels, that Daniels was more seasoned. He
you're
felt
right.
more seasoned.
He was. He was. He played a year or two in Arizona before he came and played 2 years at LSU. So he
Mm,
was much seasoned. He had a lot to carry on his shoulders with LSU because LSU's defense was pretty bad that
yeah,
those 2
yeah,
years, and he had to
yep,
carry the team. And to
yeah,
say that he went, I think they ended the season 8-3. They had 3 losses, which questioned whether or not he was going to get the Heisman, but he got the Heisman.
hmm
And to carry that burden told me a lot about him. But
yeah. I mean, he could carry the load, and so far with Washington, that's exactly what he's continuing to do. He's carrying the load.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, much respect to the Commanders, Commander fans who are listening. We're impressed. And
The Commanders are 3-1.
3-1. So
That's
I'm gonna have to hold off on my Commanders jokes. I had plenty more. I had some more jokes if y'all had another losing season, but I'm gonna have to hold off on them. We'll see how long this one lasts. I didn't expect to get right back to my jokes after RG3, but I mean his career didn't last that long. So
hey man, but look, like I said,
I
man,
dusted off my jokes.
This thing cycled back around, and this is that cycle. Like every few years, this is what the Commanders do.
Right,
They
right,
come
right.
out of nowhere, and they just playing good, and
Right.
it's usually some quarterback you're not expecting. The only reason we wouldn't be expecting with him because he's a rookie, and
Right.
rookies in general don't do well when they start out.
But
Even
but
his first 2 weeks, he didn't throw a touchdown.
but back then we had one consistent factor with the Redskins, Washington football team, Commanders franchise was Daniel Snyder. So we could count on him to screw it up some kind of way.
That is true.
And I don't know if we can totally count on that anymore.
Yep. Another thing that I mentioned, everything's all new.
Yeah.
New coach, new organization, new general manager. I mean, everything's new. So what we expected before, we can't expect.
Right. Well,
and so far they're making good choices. So
right. Yeah, they're making good choices. I think they got a really good coach. Head coach.
I mean, even their defense to an extent is playing pretty good. I mean,
Well,
this
that's to
last
be
game
expected.
against Arizona.
But that's the point I'm trying to make with he used to be a defensive coordinator. He's now the head coach of the Commanders.
Quinn.
Quinn. Yeah, Dan
Mm-hmm.
Quinn. Dan Quinn.
Yep.
When he was in Atlanta, he had the Falcons defense playing well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. So it was a great mix. Right. Good defensive coordinator with a great offensive coordinator. Yep. And they were good mesh. And now he's with the Commanders in Washington. He's got the defense working well. And then you got a guy who's probably he's really more of a coordinator than a head coach. So, Kingsbury. So, so he's got the offense working. I thought he was a little shaky at the beginning of the season, had Daniel storing bubble screens all game. But now, seem to be doing much better and finding a rhythm.
Well, you know what? He did that with Kyler Murray when Kyler Murray first came to Arizona, too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of short, like bubble screen, quick passes.
Right. And maybe that's to protect them and help build up some rhythm or something like that. But yeah. All right. You ready to do the recap?
Let's do the recap, man.
Yeah. Not happy with the results, but it is what it is.
Flexing over here.
All right. So first we had the Thursday night game. We had the Giants at home against the Cowboys. You went with the Cowboys. I went with the Giants. I figured this was going to be the game that the Giants win and show out, and the Giants failed.
When will you learn? 13 in a row.
Yeah, you're right.
13 in a row. 13 out of actually that's 14 out of 15. It's just crazy.
That's insane. That's insane. In New York.
In New York. What can I say? They don't have a team. They just don't have.
That's pathetic.
You score 15 points at home. You're not trying to win.
No, you're not.
Your defense holds the Cowboys to 20 points.
Right.
And you lose.
And then y'all had a bunch of injuries.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a bunch of injuries. Oh, boy.
All right. Well, I won't be picking the Giants anymore. All right. All right.
Titans 2.0.
Right. Falcons at home against the Saints. Yeah, Falcons were 1.5 point home favorites. I went with the Saints. You went with the Falcons. I thought the Saints would get back on track, and it didn't.
Yeah, it could have went either way, really. The game definitely went either way for sure. It's just like one or two plays here and there.
I guess
particularly those big plays that y'all had. There was the defensive touchdowns for the Falcons. the pick six and then the block. You know,
Yeah.
those are the plays of the game. Those were the difference. Because, like you said,
Yeah.
other than that, they didn't really move the ball.
No, they just kicked a bunch of field goals. It was a muff punt and it was a tip pick six. But other things that happened in the game, right? Taysom Hill got hurt.
Was it a muff punt or was it a block?
It was a muff. It was a muff punt.
Okay.
He
Well, you can't return a muff punt though, can you?
unless it rolls in the end zone, unless you try to catch the punt at the 1 yard line.
Oh boy, I missed that.
Yeah, you missed that. He tried to catch it at the 1 yard line, dropped it, and it rolled behind him into the end zone.
Oh, wow, I missed that play.
Yeah. Who tries to catch a punt at the 1 yard line?
I think that's why I thought it was a block, because I saw the ball rolling behind him.
No, it was a muff. He muffed it.
Wow.
So,
wow.
but other key points, and like I said, the whole Taysom Hill thing, he was dominant on short yardage situations and goal line situations, 2 touchdowns. And also, the thing that annoyed me in the game against the Eagles, Dennis Allen going for it on 4th down. With 4 minutes left in the game, we're down by 6.
Yeah.
Again, 4.5 minutes left in the game. Your defense is playing well.
Yep.
Kick the field goal.
Yep. And think about it. They got the ball back too after that. So you would have come back and came back down either to tie the game or be winning the game.
Oh, winning the game. In which they scored a touchdown to take the lead in the game.
Yeah.
So it's just frustrating. Like, to me, I get it. The analytics tell you, a certain percentage of the time, if you go for it on 4th and short, you normally get it. It gives you your percentages of winning is much better. But I don't think of those analytics. I don't know. I didn't look. I don't look. I didn't look deeply into the analytics. But I would think that the analytics do not tell you, right, how well your defense is playing, right?
Right.
It doesn't tell you, how many plays in your call sheet you've used already and that you've already exposed to the Falcons. It doesn't tell you all of that type of stuff. And in certain situations like that, kick the field goal.
Well, look, man, I'll go by eye test. By eye test, to me, all these 4th downs, it look like they're losing more points than gaining.
They are.
By eye test, I ain't calculated. I ain't did the math for the numbers yet. But to me, it seemed like that these teams are losing more points than gaining opportunities at points.
I would agree. I feel that way, and I feel that's part of the reason Saints lost against the Eagles, and it's part of the reason they lost against the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, because you can't put your whole drive on one play. That's going to mean maybe points or no points.
Right.
That's what you got. Maybe points. You don't even know if you get the first down if you still going to score points, because it doesn't mean points.
Right.
Just because you get the first down. It's not like it's for the touchdown.
Right.
See, touchdown might be a little bit even different. You know what I'm saying? But I know that if I get this, it's 7. But when you just trying to get a first down, now we talking about you either getting an opportunity for points, which may or may not happen, or 0.
Right.
That's not good odds.
That's not good odds to be either. And it's like, what is the highly likely to get? The touchdown is highly likely, or the field goal at that point. When you're at the 10-yard line or the 15-yard line, you are highly likely to get the 3 points off the field goal than scoring the touchdown, because the field gets condensed at that point. It's like, kick the daggone field goal. You don't have your short yardage guy, which is Taysom Hill. He was hurt, so you couldn't use him. And it's just like, it's situational. It's situational awareness that was not used. Situational football, I should say, that was not used in that. And it's like, you're using this call sheet with your analytics and say, well, in this situation, on these short yardage at that goal line, you're supposed to go for it. Well, you're not taking into account you don't have your short yardage guy. You're not taking into account that it's the 3rd quarter. You used up a good majority of your plays, and now the Falcons are on to you. And the field is condensed. So frustrating, and that's part of the reason we lost. All right.
Yeah.
Next slide. Bears at home against the Rams. Yeah, I went with the Rams on this. You went with the Bears, and the Bears
I'm seeing a
pulled up.
repeating theme here, man. Me
Man, what?
getting W's, eating W's,
There you go.
Winston style. You taking L's, man. What's going on? You in a row right there, man.
You eat W's.
Eating W's, dog.
Well, I mean,
Um,
I think the Rams are, the fact that Cooper Cup and um Kua Nakua is out injured, so
yeah.
Stafford doesn't have many options out there.
I mean, they still put up some points. I mean, Kyrie Williams had a big day, you know.
Mm.
So they still put up some numbers. I mean, he had 94 yards and a touchdown. And
Yeah, but that's
Stafford
running.
right, that's
Stafford,
running.
yeah,
Stafford went 20 for 29 with 224 yards. Just didn't have no touchdown. He had an interception.
exactly. Yeah, because I
No
mean, you
touchdowns.
can count on Cup and pull Nakua taking the
Mhm.
ball and taking it to the house, making big
Yeah,
plays for you.
yeah.
So yeah, that's a big loss for him. And
But it ain't the same with Tutu Atwell and Denard Robinson.
no, it's not. But
No,
I thought they still would beat the Bears.
right.
I thought they would still beat the Bears, but yeah, no. And I think part of it was DeAndre Swift had a good game. 16
Yeah.
carries, 93 yards. He had the big
Yep.
36-yard touchdown run. So
Yep. Yep.
and he had 72 yards receiving. So
Mm.
they worked him to death. He had like 23 touches in his game, 7 receptions and 16 carries. So
Yeah, that was his coming out party for this season.
yeah, yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. Cause he was like dead in the water for a while, yo. The first 3 weeks, he was dead in the water. They was talking about benching him and having Rashawn Johnson take
Mm-hmm.
over more carries than he had and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, man.
I went ahead and picked up Rashad Johnson thinking that he was going to get more touches this game.
Right, right.
Yeah. All right. Next, we had the Packers at home against the Vikings. We both went with the Vikings. Yeah, I believe Sam Darnold. I believe in you, Sam.
Sammy Darn. Sammy
Yes,
Darn. He look at
Sammy.
that, look at that boy. I mean,
Sammy showing out.
you put a little talent around that dude. He started leading the league in touchdowns and
Yeah.
winning undefeated, and now they even talking putting him in the MVP race. Like
It might
what?
as well. He threw 3 touchdowns.
God.
He was 20 of 28. I
Yeah, dog.
mean,
I mean,
comeback player of the year.
comeback player of the year for sure. I mean, and the thing is, it ain't like this is limited time. He got the reins for the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
man.
not looking over his back.
Not looking over his back at all, yo. So
Yeah.
bare minimum, he got him a job somewhere, probably.
Mm-hmm.
A team that got something, of course. He can't go back to one of them
No,
bottom
he
feeders.
can't. No, no,
He
he
can't
can't
do it
carry a
again.
team. He can't
No, he
carry a
cannot
team.
carry a team.
Yeah,
He cannot carry a team. But if you put some
but he's
talent
serviceable.
in him, you got Aaron Jones in the backfield and Ty
Justin
Chandler in the
Jefferson.
backfield and Justin Jefferson and Addison. You know, he can do some things. So we got some
Yeah.
talent.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I could do some things out there too if I had some talent around me.
You couldn't do what he doing. Stop.
Next slide.
He-
No, I couldn't do with Sam Darnold. He's an elite athlete.
But I mean that game ended up being kind of close though. I mean, almost
Yeah. But the Packers had to come back. They were being
yeah.
blown out. I
Yeah,
mean, that
you
game
know
was
what they were. They
they were
made it
being
look
blown out.
respectable.
Yeah. I mean, this score was 28-7 at halftime. The
Yeah.
Packers scored 22 points in the fourth quarter to make it look
Yeah.
respectable. This was
I
not a
think it was even
respectable game.
yeah, because I think it started off even 21 or 28 to nothing.
It was
To start off
28 to nothing. It was 28 to
28 to
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a complete blowout.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So they made it look kind of sort of respectable.
Yeah, I'm sure the Vikings took their foot off the gas, took their foot
Yeah,
off their neck. And
definitely.
and they did this in Green Bay. So
In
that's
Green
what
Bay.
in Green Bay. That's what makes it even more impressive.
Yes.
28
On
to
a
nothing in Green Bay.
divisional game. Hell yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, all right, next slide. The
Next slide.
Colts at home against the Steelers. And you and I both went with the Steelers, but that's because we didn't know that Joe Flacco.
Yeah. I didn't know Joe Flacco was going to get to play. Shit.
Now, if I knew Joe Flacco was going to be in the game, I would have
Yeah.
went with the Colts.
I think I might have went with the Colts because I knew Richardson. I just, with Richardson, you're looking for turnovers. You
Right.
just looking, you just know they're going to happen, right?
Right.
Not so much with Flacco. And Flacco came Cleveland style, man. He was just throwing darts left and right.
I know, right?
Damn, I guess maybe last year wasn't a fluke. Look at Flacco.
Apparently
He out
not.
here throwing them, man. And
It-
now I don't know how long Richardson is out for, but he better hurry up and come back if he want to play.
I'm if
Flacco keep doing that.
if I'm the
They're not
Colts, I'm like, look, sit back, Richardson. I want you to learn from Flacco.
there you
Learn
go.
from what this dude. We only got this dude for a few more years. I mean, 38, 39.
Yeah.
You know,
Super Bowl champion, league veteran, been on multiple teams.
Let him play it out. I want you to learn from him. Figure out what he's doing. Figure out what he's reading because he's getting that ball out fast and is decisive. Learn from that.
Yep. I think that the veteran quarterbacks just have the ability to know what's about to happen and what they're looking for.
Right. And Tom Brady talked about that.
So quick.
Tom Brady talked about that. He says once he knows that you're in a man-to-man defense, he's got a man beater play. And if he's in a play that can't beat man, he's going to change out. He's going to get out of. He's going to audible out of, and vice versa. If he's got a play that can't beat a zone, he's going to audible out of, or it can't beat a blitz. So it's just that level of anticipation. Of course, when he played teams like the Ravens, where they would do some, you had some very high IQ football players on the Ravens team when Ray Lewis and Ed Reed was out there, but they were always disguised what they were doing. That's not, that's what they had to do against Peyton Manning because that's all Peyton Manning was doing. He was reading what you're doing. Once he realized you was in man, okay, I got to play to beat that. See you in zone, got to play to beat that. And that's really what quarterbacking is about.
Yep, absolutely.
I always laugh at people when they tell me about, going in motion and stuff like that. And, people think you just, that's just window dressing. That's,
no, that's not window dressing. You're getting a lot of information off motion.
Yes.
A lot of information.
A lot of information about what the defense is doing when you put a player in motion. That's the idea of it. The idea is to either get a mismatch or to see if they're playing man-to-man or zone. That's really what the purpose is, to see if they're playing a man-to-man or zone defense.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, how you think Tyreek Hill gets open all the time? You know what I'm saying? Because they put him in motion.
They put him in motion.
Because you can't bump and run him if he's in motion.
Right.
And then if you zoning, well, like you said, if you know nobody's going to be with him wherever he goes, then he's got a soft spot in that zone he can sit and kill you.
Yep. and a lot of players adjust. A lot of times they got read plays. They can read, okay, they playing a zone, okay, I'm going to sit right here in the zone. Or if they see man-to-man, I'm going to streak down the middle of the field to get this touchdown. And a lot of times that's what it all boils down to. And that's why, that's what separates the great ones from the good ones and the bad ones.
Definitely.
Inability to decipher the defense.
That's right.
And the reason why you can see a 38-year-old statue of a quarterback, Joe Flacco, comes in and leads the team to the victory. Throwing darts.
Yeah. And against a tough Steelers team, man.
Yes.
That was pretty impressive. When I was watching, I was like, he don't even look like he had a practice. He just just tossing it, man.
Right. Isn't that to me, that's impressive. That's impressive when you can just walk right in. Now, I think he did practice with the coach. He's been on the coach roster, from the offseason. But when he did this in Cleveland, he had just shown up.
Yes.
There were pictures
right off the couch, yo.
Yeah, literally right off the couch. There were pictures of him flying to Cleveland. Yep. People took pictures of him on a commercial airline.
Yep.
Flying to Cleveland. And yes, come right in, lead them to the playoffs, and win a first-round playoff game.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Very.
All right, next slide. The Jets at home against the Broncos. You and I both went with the Jets, and the Broncos won this game. Now, I didn't watch this game, but you mentioned that it was raining. It was a really bad rain.
I watched as much as I could possibly watch because it was
Mm,
pretty dreadful. I mean, the score don't really tell you how bad it really was, but it was raining. It was torrential rainfall that game. It wasn't like lightning or anything, but it was torrential rainfall and windy. And you know what I'm saying? Not super windy, but you can see the rain kind of going down diagonal, you know. So it wasn't gonna be a lot of field goals kicked, you
okay.
know. Even though they did kick some field goals, because in the second half, everything kind of cleared up a little bit. You know, the rain's kind of subdued a little bit. It still was raining, but it got a little softer, you
Mm,
know. So they were still able, they were able to get close enough to kick some field goals. But
okay.
I mean, first half was 6-0, man. It was
Yeah.
it wasn't a lot of scoring going to happen. Bo Nix had, 60 yards, and shockingly, surprisingly, Aaron Rodgers had 225 yards, even though it didn't feel like it when you're watching that game because
Mm.
there wasn't a whole lot of passing going on.
Well, I think at one point in the game, I text you and I was like, Bo Nix has -7
Yeah,
yards
right.
passing.
Yeah,
Like, that was insane. He was 6 of 12. That's what's crazy. He was
yeah,
6 of
yep,
12,
yep, for
negative
-7.
7 yards. How
Yep.
is that possible?
Yeah, dog. Had a game with 60 yards passing where he played the whole game.
Yeah.
12 or 25 for 60 yards.
60 yards. Yes. Yeah. I'm still amazed that he has 60 complete. He has 6 completions for
Right.
-7 yards. Like, what are you doing? You throwing bubble screens all game and that's getting tackled for losses? But yeah. So yeah, but surprisingly enough, the Broncos are now 2-2 uh,
Yeah,
with a shaky rookie quarterback. So
very
hey,
much so.
so all right, next slide. Bucks at home against the Eagles. You and I both went with the Bucks. We knew that this was going to be a
Yeah.
tough one for the Eagles to
Yeah.
2 road games down south, one
Yep.
in New Orleans, tough game against the Saints, and then move on to Tampa to play the Bucks. Yeah,
Yep.
that's asking for a lot.
Yep. A team that just came home after getting spanked in Denver.
Right. Yep, the Bucks had just gotten spanked, so you knew they were going to be fired up for this game. And,
Hmm.
and also, you get some home cooking. You're at home. You're not living out of a
Yeah.
hotel, so
Hmm.
I think.
Shockingly, Slay played. Slay for the Eagles
Oh,
played,
did
but
he?
yeah, he actually played. Man, I was like, "What?" I seen him on the field. Like, oh, I thought he was out.
Yeah, me
But no,
too.
but he was definitely questionable all week. He was definitely questionable.
Maybe that explains why he got toasted in this game. Because
That's
Mike
probably part of the reason.
probably, I mean, because Mike Evans gave him the business. 8 receptions,
Yeah,
94 yards. So yeah,
yeah,
tough game for the Eagles. It was, and I don't even think this game was close. Yeah, it was
no,
21. It was 24-0 in the second quarter.
yes, they was stopping them from very beginning to the end, and they just called the dogs off basically.
Yeah, they took their foot off
And
from
I
them.
and I and I don't know, and even on the other side of the ball, it feel like to me that Jalen Hurts is regressing, man. I'm
You think
feeling,
so?
yeah, because I'm watching what he's doing, and I'm not seeing reads. I'm not seeing the defense being read. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Going through progressions. I see he looks, he see one not open, two not open, and now he puts his head down, start looking for a little alleyway to run through.
mm.
It's weird. I thought he would have progressed more by now.
Well, I can't really judge him in this game because he's missing his 2 top targets. AJ
Yeah,
Brown didn't play, and
that's true.
Devontae Smith didn't play. So and you can look by the statistics. The majority of his passes went to Dallas Goddard. Yeah,
Mhm.
seven receptions to Dallas Goddard and 2 receptions by Saquon Barkley. Everybody else would down to like 1, 2 receptions. Paris
Yeah.
Campbell, I don't know who that is. He had 4. So
Mm.
didn't have very many options, it looks like. And if I'm the Eagles, I'm going to just get out of Tampa and try to get healthy.
Yeah, really.
All
Really
right.
though.
All right. Next we had the Panthers at home against the Bengals. I took the Panthers. You went with the Bengals, and the Bengals get their first win of the season. Wow.
Yeah, dog. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, the Panthers had to turn back into a pumpkin eventually. You know, they can't be running around here Cinderella all season. You know, yeah, they had to turn back to a pumpkin.
You think? I mean, your boy Chuba Hubbard had 104 yards.
Yeah,
He had a good game. I mean, they putting up points. It's not like they were, before they was averaging like 12 points a game.
That is true.
So
A lot more now. I mean, the offense is better with Andy Dalton. I mean, it's clearly you can
right,
see it.
yeah,
But they still don't have a defense. The defense is still pretty terrible.
yeah. No, that's true. I never say they were going to the playoffs. Just say
Right.
they'd be more competitive.
Right,
But
right.
but I
And
thought
even
they
this
were.
game was it was competitive in the first half. You
Mhm.
know, the first half it was pretty
Oh
competitive.
yeah, it
And
was.
yeah, they just kind of pulled away at the end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was like a must win for the Bengals. They could not lose this game.
No,
Too much riding on. The whole season was riding on this game. I
the
mean,
whole season.
it's pretty much over, but the season is riding on these games with the
Man,
Bengals.
you
So
go on forward, you can cancel Christmas. I don't think it might be
I think it was one
one
team,
team that
San
ever made
Diego
the play.
Chargers. San Diego
Yeah.
Chargers did it one time, 0-4, and made the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Only happened one time ever.
yeah. Okay. All right. Next, we have the Texans at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I went with the Texans. You went with the Jags, and the Texans won this game. No, why you thought the Jags were going to win this game?
Man, I figured they had to get off the schneid eventually, and I was really going with the divisional game thing, the divisional game theory, that the divisional pull the kind of the difference between the team closer together, and maybe they could squeak one out. I mean, it was a close game though.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
it was definitely a close game.
not like Texas just dominated them. You know, they
Right.
was ahead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I think the Texans scored with 18 seconds left in the game
Yeah,
to win it.
yeah,
So
yeah. They
yeah,
were ahead in the fourth quarter. I was like, oh shit, okay. They look like they might win. They might do win this joint. But at the end of the day, they were just outmatched a little bit more by the Texans. Texas was on their A game. If they played like they played in Minnesota, they probably would have lost. I'm talking about the
mm,
Texans.
mm,
Hmm.
yeah,
And so what did that make them? Are the Jaguars 0-4? They're 0-4 now?
0-4, 0-4.
0-4.
Yeah,
Wow.
Texans are 3-1. All right, Cardinals at home against those mighty Commanders. You and
Mm.
I both disrespectfully went with the Cardinals, and the mighty Commanders won this game. This game
Yeah.
wasn't even close.
42-11, man. I mean
Yeah.
42-14. I don't even know what to say on that one, man. Look, they beat the Cardinals last year, so it wasn't a shock to me, but that was in Washington. You know what I'm saying? I thought them going out there, rookie first, like long from home road game, you know, it was gonna be a little more of a challenge for him. But now he handled business.
Yeah.
He handled
Yeah.
business,
But
you
but
know.
but they
Complete
are
87% of
they
his passes.
also the Commanders coaching staff are also making it, somewhat easy for him. I don't want to say easy, but setting it up where he's comfortable. They had 4 rushing touchdowns in this game.
Right.
Yeah. Brian Robinson with 101 yards rushing. You had McNichols with 68 yards rushing. And then you had Jaden Daniels with 47. That's
Yeah.
200 yards rushing
Yep.
by this team. So that's hard to stop, dude.
It is. It is. If anyway you give it up even near to 200 yards rushing, that means they control the clock.
Right. Exactly.
You
And,
know.
and, and they keep your defense off balance because you don't know where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Absolutely.
Impressive, Commanders. I know the Commander fans that are listening.
Oh man. I saw a table. I'm gonna tell you what I saw. It was just amazing. I saw a table full of Commander fans with gear and hat and everything. It was a table full of them, probably about 7, 8 of them. I ain't seen that in years. Okay? I haven't seen that in years. I was
since,
like,
since they were calling
man,
themselves the Hogs.
since they was calling themselves the Hog, Joe. Maybe when they had RG3, 2000.
That's right. They would still call themselves the Hogs back then. That was the last of it. I think they brought the
I think
Hogs
no,
back.
the Hogs is done by the time RG3 got there.
You think so?
Hogs,
I
yeah,
thought
they
they was
were.
trying to revitalize it.
And I don't know. Probably the fans they got now don't even remember the Hawks,
You're
probably.
right. Fans are more
Yeah,
sophisticated now. They don't even remember that.
yeah, but he's gonna come off of that mound too. He is no way he's gonna complete 80% of his passes. That ain't happening. Ain't gonna stay like that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This might be a new generation.
80%.
I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, maybe we'll see if he lasts.
I
Maybe
mean, if you
keep
throw
running.
30, if you complete 26 passes and throw for 233, more than likely it's kind of a dig and dunk type of thing, though, right?
Yeah,
That's like
but
a
yeah, maybe it was a dink and dunk game, but he still look impressive. All right.
yeah, it did. It did. And it did.
Yeah. All right. Next, we had the 49ers at home against the Patriots. You and I both went with the
Mm.
49ers. This was too easy. We ain't got to spend a lot of
Damn.
time on this
Almost had my prediction, man. I said bump that joint up to 19. You can't close.
game.
Can't close. They let
There's
them,
no,
they let them score at the end. They let them
yeah,
score at the end. And yeah, that was supposed to be that game.
yeah,
That's supposed to be that 20-point game, but they let them score a field goal in the fourth quarter.
yeah, yeah. The Patriots had no chance. Who started in this game for the Patriots?
For the Patriots, who did
Oh,
start?
it was
Yeah,
Jacoby
right?
Brissett. It was Brissett.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
thought maybe they changed up.
Nah, they ain't ready to put Jake out there and get a Drake May. They ain't ready to put Drake May out there and get slaughtered. Especially you ain't gonna bring him to San Francisco and let
Yeah,
that
that's
be his
true.
first game.
That's true.
Can't do
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Next, we had the Vegas Raiders at home against the Cleveland Browns. You and I both went with the Browns, and the Raiders pulled off this win.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. The Browns just didn't look good. I felt this under coming for sure. I definitely felt this under coming. But yeah, I mean, if they had somebody legit behind him, I think this probably be Watson last game, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he just didn't look good. It didn't look crisp, you know. Um, I almost feel like he started pressing too much, started looking to run too much,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah, it wasn't a good game to watch. And for some reason, I said last week, I said Aiden O'Connell. Keep forgetting they get. Excuse me. I keep forgetting they got Gardner Minshew. I keep
Mm-hmm.
forgetting for some reason. Why do I keep forgetting Minshew? But I forgot they had because I deeply had it in my mind that Aiden McConnell, is that his name?
O'Connell.
Aiden
O'Connell.
McConnell? Yeah,
O'Connell.
O'Connell. Yeah, Aiden O'Connell. I had it clearly in my head that he was going to be the starter.
Well, I knew once they brought Gardner Minshew in, he was going to be the starter. But check this out. Now, Devontae Adams is the Raiders have him up for trade.
It was only a matter of time.
Yeah, but
It's only a matter of time.
he didn't have a reception in this game. I'm not sure if he even played in this game. So it is clear that
Oh, he
his
played.
time
I
and
watched
with
it.
the
He played.
Raiders,
Yeah.
his time with the Raiders is over. And he did well. If he played, he didn't catch a pass. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
his time with the
Yeah,
Raiders. I
man,
don't
that's
blame
crazy.
him because the quarterback play has been terrible since he got there. From Derek
Mhm.
Carr to Aiden O'Connell to Gardner Minshew,
Yeah.
he has not been able to show his abilities with the poor quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but I don't blame him. It's not good over there. No receiver should really eat over there.
No, no. So,
I mean, their
uh,
leading receiver is Jacoby Myers with 49 yards.
right. But hey, the Raiders got the win. They're 2-2. All right. Next, Chargers at home against the Chiefs. You and I both went with the Chiefs. We knew the Chiefs was going to win this game, even though the Chargers kind of scared me a little bit. I think the Chargers had a 10-0 lead.
Hey man, go rewind the tape. I said if you want to make money, bet the Chargers first half and the Chiefs to win. And I'd be goddamn, they do the same thing. They did the exact program. That's just as I don't know if the Chiefs just do a fill out thing in the first half or what, but they do that a lot, particularly on the road. They do that a lot, man.
Well, I sure hope they do that against us and allow us to beat them because we're going to Kansas
Yeah,
City
I got
next.
this week. Yeah, I got them
Yeah,
this week.
we got
That's
them
right.
this week. So,
And
well,
just
it's the Monday night game.
right. Oh, it's a Monday night game. Okay. And just as a little side note, Did you see the return of Kareem Hunt?
Mm. No, I didn't see it. I didn't realize he played.
They brought him in, and he had 14 carries. He led the he
Oh,
led
I
him
see
back.
that with 69 yards.
Yeah,
Kareem Hunt.
dog. They threw him right out
Wow.
there, right into the mix, yo. I
Wow.
was not expecting that. But yeah, the
And
return
two
of
receptions. How old is Kareem Hunt now?
oh man, he gotta be in the league 8 years now, right?
Yeah, he's 29. He's 29
Yeah,
years old. Out of Toledo. Didn't know he was out of Toledo. Came in the
yeah,
league
man.
in 2017
Mm.
with the Chiefs. That's when he rushed for 1,300 yards.
Yeah, yeah. I
Wow.
mean, he's about to be a superstar in that jump.
Yeah, he was. He was supposed to be a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But they threw him right back out there, and he looked like he never left, man.
Wow.
Well, let me not say that. I'm overstating that. But I thought they was gonna give him like 7, 8 carries. They gave him 14.
Yeah. Well, shoot.
So
He
hey,
went.
y'all got fantasy league? Well, he's already gone. I'm telling y'all.
No,
I,
I
I
mean,
actually scooped him up in my fantasy team, but yeah,
yeah,
he might be a problem if he get back in full shape.
yeah. He should have fresh legs, so I would run
Yeah.
him.
Oh, his legs would be extremely fresh. I mean, all that time in Cleveland, he was backseat to Hubbard, not Hubbard. Um,
I know who you're
well, I
talking
can't
about.
think his name. Chubb, Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Nick
You know,
Chubb,
he
who
backseat to Nick Chubb
blows
to
out
Hubbard.
every knee every year.
Blows out every knee. He throws out 3 knees every year.
He only got 2 of them, but he
Yeah,
blows
but he
out
finds
three, four
another
of
one.
them. He find
Yeah,
another one some kind of way.
he got
He,
another,
he
he got
gonna
another
find a
knee in his
knee to
back pocket.
blow out. He gonna find
Yeah,
one to blow out.
he pulled the other knee out of the fanny pack, and that get blown too. God damn it! All these
Yeah,
damn knees.
I gotta find another knee to
So,
blow. He gonna find a knee to blow. It just that's just what it is with him. All right,
yeah, man.
talking about blowouts. Um,
Yeah.
Ravens at home against the Buffalo
Mhm.
Bills. You picked the Ravens. I went Buffalo.
Yeah,
Buffalo
you
got
went Buffalo. Yeah.
destroyed. Like
Hey,
I think the Ravens have figured out how to use Derrick Henry.
you think so?
Yeah.
He only averaging like 150 yards a game the last 2 games. Yeah.
He almost had 200 yards in this game.
Almost had
199.
200 yards.
He had an
Yeah, they're
87
trying to get
yard
you.
touchdown run in this game.
Yep. Oh, that was the first play of the game, by the way.
Yes, first play of the game.
Yep.
And it was somebody put out a video saying, I wonder if the Cowboys are kicking themselves for passing on this guy.
Oh man, somebody should smack Jerry Jones. Go smack him. I told you, man. We didn't even ask him to come in, man. We didn't even bring him in to say gauge his interest. He lives in Dallas. What do we do? See, that's the kind of stuff the Cowboys do that just pisses me off, and why we can't advance, because we have stuff like that. You got people out there. We're not even going to try to get Devontae Adams. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to try to get none of these people that's out there that can contribute.
Hell,
I
you could have
mean,
went after Kareem Hunt.
yeah, could have went after Kareem Hunt. Could have went after Kareem Hunt. You know what I'm saying? That would have been better than getting Dalvin Cook. You know, but this is what we do. And you know, they was talking to Derrick Henry, asked him, hey, you know, what about the Cowboys? What was your interest in going to Cowboys? He's like, they didn't even reach out.
Yeah. So I didn't go.
Yeah.
I don't blame
And
him.
now everybody's paying. You know, he gets stronger as the season goes on.
That's what it looks like. As long
I
as he
mean, it's
stay
still the
healthy.
beginning.
Yeah, but
Right.
you got to stay healthy.
Yeah, they
Got to stay healthy because
Gotta stay healthy. But
they
shit,
could be
so far,
dominant.
yeah.
So
And still had that speed, yo.
yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta catch him.
yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Dolphins. Boy, they look terrible.
Ugh.
Dolphins at home against the
Ugh.
Titans. You and I both went with the Titans. I finally got one
Ugh.
right with the Titans. I told you. I told you I wasn't gonna pick them no more, but I knew they were gonna win this game. You know, what's the guy's name? Huntley. Once I saw Huntley was gonna play, oh man, I don't. It didn't even matter because it was the Skylar Thomas. I don't believe in either one of them. Like this is borderline neglect by the Dolphins. You knew you got a quarterback and Tua that's very fragile, that had the potential of wrecking your season if he got hurt, and you didn't go out there to get a veteran quarterback like Joe Flacco.
I mean,
wow,
it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. And you come back with Skylar Thompson and Huntley, you just brought him in. He was only there for a week.
What were
That's
they
what I was like.
thinking?
I said, it's Skylar. Skylar must be that bad, even though he was there last year. That they bring somebody off the couch. My bad, it wasn't off the couch. They signed him from the Ravens practice squad.
Mm.
And you know with the rules, if you sign somebody off the practice squad, you gotta put them on the 53.
On the active roster, yeah.
Gotta be on the active roster. So they bringing them through, and I'm like, he's not gonna learn this complicated offense in a week. Are
It
you
was
kidding
insane.
me?
Yeah.
He has no shot of learning that offense.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then plus what he does, that his style, his set of skills does not go with that
It doesn't
offense.
match. It doesn't match this team.
It
That's
does
what I
not
say. It
match.
was foolish. I thought they should have went after like a Joe Flacco. You should have brought in a veteran quarterback that can sustain this offense because you should have
Yep.
known that there was a chance Tua was going to be out for the season.
Yep.
Dude is on he on a break of a career-ending concussion.
Right.
Why would you not bring in a veteran quarterback? That is foolish on the Dolphins. That's neglect.
And then he has his one chance to shine. Catches Tariq 1-on-1 down the sideline. He
Oh yeah, I
overthrows
saw
him.
that.
6
Yeah,
yards.
overthrows him. Yeah,
About 6 yards, man. I was
which
like, huh.
which I thought was impossible. I always thought it was
Right.
impossible to overthrow Tariq Hill, and I thought it was also impossible to overthrow Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah. Apparently he found a way though.
Yep.
He found a way. He's determined.
Yep, and determined to overthrow. I'm gonna prove you wrong, Tariq. I'm gonna show you I can overthrow you. Watch this.
But you want to talk about a dreadful game? Oh my God!
Yeah,
it was who could be the most dreadful. And then check this out. I got the under in this game, right? It's like 37, 38 and a half. And it's fourth down on down. Tennessee got the ball. That's how the score became 31-12. It's fourth down. Tennessee got the ball on the Dolphins 3-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. They run the ball with like a minute and 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
And Dolphins don't have no timeouts.
Yeah.
So I was like, really? Did you really just do that? And of course, he gets bottled in the middle and then bounces it outside to get the touchdown.
Yep. I saw it.
Crazy,
all right.
man.
All right. Now, the other Monday night game was the Lions at home against the Seahawks. You and I both were with the Lions. Mm-hmm. And the Lions just open a can of you-know-what on the Seahawks.
It was the Pum game. It was a shooter.
Yeah, they made Swiss cheese of the Lions. Of the Seahawks defense.
They were firing.
Yeah.
Gino almost had 400. Gino almost had 400 yards.
Well, yeah, he had to.
Mostly because he was coming from behind.
Yeah, he was coming from behind. He had to. This game, he was constantly fighting to stay within this game. And I think the closest they had was 28-20. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.
Holla up.